The war in Ukraine has taken a dramatic turn in the last 24 hours. For the first time since Russia's invasion began, Ukraine is about to receive the volume and type of weapons it actually needs to defend itself and possibly push Russia back. After more than half a year of appeasement towards Vladimir Putin, US President Donald Trump has finally had enough. In a stunning 180-degree shift, Trump is turning his back on the Kremlin dictator. He's not only threatening Russia with secondary sanctions that could crush the country's economy, but he's also announced record-breaking military aid to Ukraine. In today's video, we'll break down Trump's complete U-turn, what kind of support Ukraine is really about to receive, and whether this could truly be the game-changer in this war. And most importantly, can we trust Trump? Looking back at Trump's Ukraine policy in recent months, it was mostly defined by empty promises, appeasement, and a noticeable lack of pressure on Moscow. The man from Washington seemed more interested in squeezing Kyiv than confronting Putin. He rarely acted like a true ally to Ukraine, but recently something has changed. Even before Trump's announcement from the Oval Office, reports were emerging that he was preparing a major shift in his Ukraine stance. He approved the sale of Patriot systems to Ukraine, with Germany and Norway expected to purchase and deliver 3 of them. Reuters also reported that Trump might soon use the Presidential Drawdown Authority to send additional weapons directly. In short, the once pro-Putin Trump is now taking a stand against him. It seems Trump finally realized, perhaps during private conversations with Melania, that Putin has no real interest in peace and is just playing him for a fool. Trump said in an interview, "I come home and say, First Lady, I had the most wonderful call with Vladimir. I think we have a deal. Then I turn on the TV or she says, that's weird. They just bombed a nursing home." So after 6 months and hundreds of Ukrainian lives lost, Trump finally gets it. Putin isn't a misunderstood peacemaker. He's a mad war criminal. But let's be clear, Trump's reversal isn't driven by some newfound love for Europe or Ukraine. No, he's furious because Putin embarrassed him. Trump offered a peace plan and Putin spat in his face. Trump now supports Ukraine not out of principle, but out of personal revenge. His ego was bruised repeatedly. He stood in front of cameras week after week, announcing a deal is near, only to be humiliated by fresh Russian airstrikes that same night. A man like Trump was never going to let that slide forever. While personal revenge is clearly a big reason, the Europeans played their part too. Trump has long viewed Europe as security freeloaders, but over time he's noticed that Europe is stepping up. And he admitted it. Europe has a lot of fight in this war. At first I didn't think so, but they do. The spirit they're showing is amazing. So Europe's military build-up and serious commitment may have helped pull Trump back into the Western alliance, at least temporarily. Let's now look at what Ukraine is actually set to receive and how much. Trump announced plans to deliver an eye-popping 17 Patriot systems to Ukraine. A few countries with Patriots will swap them out. One country has 17 ready to ship. We'll work on that. Most of them could be delivered very quickly. It's unclear where those 17 systems will come from. No single country outside the US has that many spare. Israel reportedly has 12 Patriots that are being phased out. Germany may have 6 that are deployable. So if this is a joint operation involving multiple countries, possibly Israel and various European states, then the 17 number might be realistic. But even if it ends up being 10 or 12 systems, that's still enough to meet Ukraine's stated need. President Zelensky has said Ukraine requires 10 additional Patriots to secure its airspace. So yes, this could be a huge turning point. And it's not just defensive systems. Trump is preparing to send offensive weapons as well, including long-range strike capabilities. Trump announced that the US will ramp up arms deliveries to European allies, who will then pass them on to Ukraine. According to Axios, the initial phase involves a $10 billion weapons deal, one of the largest since the war began. The aid includes missiles, air defense, and artillery shells. This shift clearly shows that Trump now supports not just defending Ukraine, but giving it the tools to strike back. So what exactly might those offensive systems be? Most signs point to JASSM cruise missiles, a long-range US system similar to the German Taurus, but with even more reach in the ER version. JASSMs can be launched from F-16s, meaning Ukraine could use them with existing aircraft. The standard version has a range of 370 kilometers, while the ER version can hit targets over 900 kilometers away. Though not confirmed, there are increasing reports that Trump may greenlight these deliveries. In fact, Trump reportedly asked Zelensky directly, "Volodymyr, can you hit Moscow? Can you also hit St. Petersburg?" Such a question only makes sense if he's considering delivering long-range weapons like the JASSM-ER. Some have speculated about Tomahawks, but there's no solid confirmation of that yet. For now, JASSM looks far more likely. Even just the standard JASSM paired with 10 to 12 Patriots would be enough to significantly alter the dynamics of the war. In addition to military aid, Trump has threatened devastating economic consequences if Russia doesn't agree to a ceasefire within 50 days. The centerpiece: 100% secondary tariffs on countries that continue to buy Russian oil and gas. This would be catastrophic for the Kremlin. Russia's war and its government are funded almost entirely by oil revenues. Cut those off and the Russian economy collapses fast. Yes, countries like China and India currently benefit from cheap Russian oil, but the cost of US tariffs would outweigh the savings. If enforced, this policy could effectively strangle Russia's export economy. However, as promising as all this sounds, there's one major risk: the 50-day deadline. It's unlikely Russia will genuinely negotiate in that time. But what they will do is launch a charm offensive, fake talks, fake goodwill, just enough to trick Trump again. And if we've learned anything about Donald Trump, it's that his mood can change fast. If Putin manages to manipulate him again, those secondary sanctions might vanish before they're even enforced. So Ukraine and Europe will need to work hard over the next 2 months to keep Trump on their side. Let's not kid ourselves. Trump isn't doing this out of love for democracy. This 10 billion weapons deal? It's not aid. It's a sale. Europe is paying for it. Still, this might be the best-case scenario we'll ever get from Donald Trump. And if this trend continues, we might be witnessing the beginning of a real turning point in this war, one where Ukraine finally gets what it needs to win. What do you think about Trump's new weapons plan? Will it change the war? And can he be trusted to follow through with economic pressure? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm curious. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, ring the bell, and stay safe out there.